Hi guys, it's Miss Andrea. Welcome to Booktalking, my bookshelf. Today I want to talk to you about Punching the Air by Ibi Zoboi and Yusef Salaam. First off, we're going to do this for the Teen Book Club on February 20th, so I hope you read along and join me. I believe it's a Saturday. I ordered extra copies so you can come to the library, make a browsing appointment, and pick up a copy. I enjoyed it. It's a book in verse, so it's easy to get through and it doesn't take too long, so you have plenty of time to read it. And you can get community service hours for reading it and joining me in the Zoom for it. So, what's really interesting about Punching the Air, again, my notes are on here, I'm not just being rude, but even without the notes, what's interesting is Dr. Yusef Salaam was part of what's called the Exonerated Five, which was originally called the Central Park Five. And it was a group of black boys who were accused of crimes of attacking a woman in Central Park, and it turned out that they were all innocent. So it's not his exact story, he fictionalized it, but it's still really interesting to look at the information behind the book. So what I love most about this book, and kind of makes me want to read more books by Ibi Zoboi, who she wrote a book called Pride, based on Pride and Prejudice, is how it's written. Not just in verse, but there's a lot of metaphors, and it goes back and forth between when he was younger and now that he's in juvenile detention. So, let's see. It starts out basically with his account of how he feels in the courtroom. And they use his gray suit as a metaphor for what he could have been in life. And it almost feels like to him that his only choices were jail or death in his life. And the boy that he was accused of beating up, in the story his name is Jeremy, he feels like he had all the potential in the world. So he wasn't even supposed to be hanging out with his friends that night, and they decided to go into the white neighborhood, and there was fights among them, and the black boys were accused of hurting them, and then the boy that Yusef Amal in the story, did punch, ended up in a coma. So what's going on while he's in juvenile detention is they're waiting for him to wake up to tell the truth of what really happened to him. And with the story, it's interesting to see he made friends in juvenile detention, but he also had friends from his past that would come and visit him, and his grandma, who stuck by him through everything. And the interactions between the boys that are in juvenile detention with the different types of guards that are there with them. There's also a poetry teacher who comes, and if you're well behaved, you can join the poetry class, which Amal wanted to go to art school for college before all this happened to him. So he was really into art and into poetry. It's kind of like poetry was his art in words. So you'll read the story and it'll be a nice mix of his life before and his life now. And it's really just how it's written is what was amazing to me. Again, it's written in verse, it's super quick to get through, and I think you guys will really like it. Alright, have a good day.